Oh my God, Trump issued an insane threat against Chicago this past weekend. I'm going to tell you how it went down and how there was a blessing that he actually did that. I'm going to tell you what he's doing to America in a way that is brilliant, good, positive, and you will love. Hello, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign. I basically worked on one of 30,000 on the engagement team, and I have 30 years marketing and branding experience for Universal DreamWorks, MCA, Sony. iHeartMedia was my last job 20 years ago before a hurricane came to New Orleans, and the Chicago guy had to cut out of there. So I'm back home, Chicago, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this was an absolute blessing of what he did. And I'm gonna listen to the end. This is go boom. This is go boom. Just sit back and dig into everything I'm about to say, because I haven't posted in 1, 2, 3 days, almost 3 days on social media dealing with you. I'm gonna break it down. Now, first of all, I take people from chaos to clarity on this channel. It's a free channel. You'll love it. Subscribe to it. As you see, there are tens of thousands of people, right? But it's sponsored by my Clarity group, my Moneymaker group, and my brand new group I launched this weekend, my Laughter for Liberals. And all of those links are in the the description and in the home page. Here's the thing that's really mind blowing with what he did. What this fool did, Trump, he said, yeah, I'm so going to be apocalypse on Chicago. I'm so going to totally do it. And I'm like, motherfucker, boy, you don't know who this is. And they say Shy City. What? What? Man, I don't know why he started that shit. First of all, we got the greatest governor Illinois has ever had in the history of governors, J.B. Pritzker. Incredible guy. Comes from the richest billionaire family in Illinois, the Pritzker family, who started Hyatt. Okay, but I'm saying Hyatt Hotels. Just really a real billionaire, a real person who didn't have to do this job. I don't even know why he want to be president, but who didn't have to do this job? But here's the thing. Pritzker went to war on him. He said, okay, first of all, he's coming. He's getting ready to invade our country, our Illinois, state of Illinois, with National Guards from other states like Texas. We know that he's basically asked the Pentagon to come in here. We don't have any of this drama going on in Chicago like this. There's a problem. You need to come see us. Okay, then you had Brandon Johnson, our mayor, there's a whole lot of controversy around him, and all of us ain't too happy with him, but we're happy so far what he's trying to do. But then there's a mixture. There's something important you got to listen at the end on this. It's in regards to crime, and I'm coming from the south side of Chicago. Though I live downtown now, yeah, I'm bougie. But the point is, back then, I was gully. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wasn't gangster, but I was gully. I was a gully geek. You know what I mean? But I wasn't slinging back. You know what I'm saying? With rhymes with back, I wasn't slinging back. I was slinging Commodore 64. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I was in them hoods. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to break down some real crime stuff to you and some street stuff. I'm going to take this political, I'm going to take this activist, and I'm going to take his streets. So let's talk about political. J.B. Pritzker's sitting there saying, hey, he invades. We ready. Me and Kwame Raoul, my attorney general, we are suing, and we're going to win. And the reason they're going to win is because Gavin Newsom won. There's already precedent set where the judges have said, no, motherfucker, you can't just send some National Guard. You goddamn fool. Get these people out of here. What's wrong with you? Then, and that's the president for all of the blue states. That's the brilliant part. Then you had Brandon Johnson, who sent out the snow trucks. You heard about that, right? That's going viral. Them pictures of them snow trucks lined up. It gets better. Have you seen the people protesting in the streets? Oh, yeah, they were in the street. It was so funny. I was in the Clarity group call on Saturday. And I'm talking to people how to empower your peace in the midst of Trumpism. Because that's what we do every Saturday, every Tuesday, we do another one, narrative warfare. I'm telling you, you want to join this before the price triples up because I'm going from $20 a month to $60 a month, from $100 for the year to $297, because some big people have already told me, they're like, Darren, you need to triple that price because it's beyond what you ain't nobody even talking about this. They ain't talking about the election like this. They ain't talking about investigations into Trump like this. They ain't talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Civil war, empowering your peace. Here's the thing. I'm talking, and even then, even the people on the call heard it. You heard, and I'm right here on the Riverwalk. I'm busy. I'm ready, but I love my building. It's super cool. But I'm in the Riverwalk, right? And sure enough, you hear a military helicopter. Then you hear some moving explosion. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? But they were out there. They were out there. And I love it. Little white people out there protesting. We are mad. Police didn't arrest nobody. They didn't beat nobody. They were little white protesters. Thank you, little white protesters. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, little white protesters. Hey, all the black folks, put in little white protesters in the comments. Especially white women. White women, man. I'm a white woman whisperer, I guess. That's what they call me. I didn't make that up. They came to they're like, dude, you got these white women. They are out there, standing out in those things. Like, yes, and we're mad. And you're not going to do anything about it. And the police don't know what to do. Because if they were black, they'd be all hemmed up in the corner with the... They beat the crap out of us and put us in the back of the car. But when them little white women get mad, I'm upset. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But we had some, black folks was everywhere. We had some black folks who decided they were going to go anyway. But we didn't go in force because there's this thing we black folks have. We going to step back and we going to support with y'all being on that front. It's not that we don't support, because we will spread videos everywhere, like sharing this video and sharing all of the protests. Black folks are brilliant at that. But we ain't on that forefront with that sign right now. We're using that technology. So here's what happened. On a political level, it was J.B. Pritzker. It was Brandon Marshall putting up the resistance, telling the police on state and Chicago level, do not get involved with helping the feds. Do not. Then it was another level. The activism of the protests that were happening this weekend were at the thousands. They had signs. They were They were right there mad. They had puppets of Trump. You see them on social media with puppets of Trump beating them up. It was mad. You have them marching past iconic Chicago theater. In fact, I got a picture I posted just now on my Instagram, Darren Monroe Politics. Check it out. YouTube won't let me do certain things. Go figure. Anyway, point is, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And it's just the beginning. It reminded me of 2020. We're back, baby. 2020. Now, I told you, I said politics, I said activism, I said street level, right? Let me take you street level and keep listening to me, because this is going to get even more interesting. On the street level, there are certain organizations that have designed to look out for the National Guard and particularly the ICE. And these organizations, let's start with the open public organizations. They're public and they're private organizations, okay? Keep listening to me. This is some gangster shit right here. Listen to me. The public organizations are out there. Now, you want to listen. I'm not fucking around. The public organizations are the Mexican organizations. There's about 3 or 4 of them that canceled stuff because they worried about Mexican Independence Day coming up next weekend, and there being problems. Now, I'm going to talk about the private organizations. I keep thinking about Erykah Badu. I think I need a cup of tea. Here's the thing. The private organizations out of the Mexican community, they said they're going to show up harder than ever downtown. Remember, I told you in another video, I said, after all of the parades and the public stuff happens in Mexico, Mexicans themselves come downtown. Now, we don't know. It might be a ghost town this time on Friday and Saturday. But usually Friday, Saturday evening be Mexicano deep. Like, they got their flags, they be shooting off fireworks. Boom, and they rolling deep. And you know, I gotta go there. I gotta be black for a moment. Y'all ready? Can I be black for a moment? First of all, I want everybody to say Viva Mexico if you got this far. Viva Mexico! But let me tell you something. And here's the black in me right now. I live downtown, so you know it's mostly white people. And I ain't hating on the white people. There's good white people, there's bad white people, just like there's good, bad in every race. But the pain in the ass, uppity ass white people, probably the ones who voted for Trump, are pissed every year that all these Mexicans come downtown. They don't tear up, streets. They don't tear up, buildings. This is not a Mexican riot. This is just them coming down with their cars in the evening on Friday, Saturday. And you know they're coming because they say they're coming. They know it happens every year. Why are you complaining? All these Mexicans come down here. Now, I can understand them complaining a little bit about the teenage black kids who come down, because the teenage black kids, there's always bad actors in there who do something wrong. Not all the kids, but bad actors. And it becomes a real big issue if, to manage. Same thing comes, but then, of course, we clap back as black folks and say, what about that Lollapalooza? Any violence there? But I digress. What I'm saying is, I'm going to start up my channel again, my Darren Monroe Black Politics channel. I haven't posted there in months. I've been busy working a lot. I'm gonna get my Black Politics channel back. It's up there, so look up Darren Monroe Black Politics on YouTube. Here's the thing I want you to understand. There's the quiet street organizations that are going to pull out all these cars, right? But then there's other street organizations, some that are at the local bada boom bing, who are part of the union, who don't like that freaking Trump, who are going to mess up some of the logistics. Forget about it. Then we also have the Hood Street boys in the hood, the organizations, the YNs, the organizations. I don't want to say how many stars or points and corners and, the modes and the foes. I'm just saying, they're looking for them. See, real gangsters show up on your doorstep. This the city that that infamously guns people down in front of police stations, who guns people down in front of over there 26 in California, who guns people down. That drill music ain't no joke. These young people are on a whole nother level since I come back 9 years ago. I was like, whoa. They done took our gangsterdom from the 90s up to a whole nother, whoa. And there is business as usual. You know what the business is. You don't need to be an Einstein, but it's business as usual. But I would say this. National Guard come fucking around. They better take their pictures quick right there in front of O Block. We got our troops. We're here in front of O Block. Okay, quick, get in the truck before somebody shoots us. You don't want to fuck around. Ain't nobody afraid of no National Guard. Ain't nobody afraid of no. And then they're going to go up in the Mexican neighborhood. They see them coming a mile away. A mile away. See, politically, we ready. Activism-wise, we ready. Do you know we have been having activism meetings on Ice Watch? Look at my other post I just posted. The one on Chicago with the protest got 10,000 views. The one on I just posted in the middle of the night tonight. The post on the Ice Watch meetings. Oh, they looking for them. It's bigger than an app. Fight. Ain't nobody scared. They got the police. They got the state police. They got the political positioning. They got the law on their sides. Here in Chicago, that's what we got. We got the people. This is one of the core Midwest of protesting in the largest city in the Midwest. We're not to be fucked with. I come from a woman, a mother, who marched with Martin Luther King. And it's okay to be afraid. Let me tell you something what my mother said. She told me a story about her and Martin Luther King. And basically it went like this. She went to one of these churches to train how to go down south. And they were freaked out about her going down south. My grandmother and grandfather. Because those 3 students who were trying to register to vote, the 2 black ones and the 1 white Jew one, were lynched. Look at the movie, Mississippi Burning. William Dafoe and he just died too. Gene Hackman, God bless him, may he rest in peace. They were in that movie. Brilliant movie. You got to go see it. You got to go check it out. Here's the thing. They were afraid that was going to happen. So she got training in this church. Martin Luther King standing up there in that Martin Luther King-like voice. Who here of you are afraid to go down south and confront these people? Who of you are afraid? It was hundreds of people in this church. And my mother looks from left, looks right. She's a little woman. Not built like me. I'm built like my father. She's a little bitty woman. 99 pounds soaking wet. She raised her little hand. And he looks over at her and says, well, that makes 2 smart people in the room. He was referring to himself. Later on, he said, I'd like to see you a little later to talk to you. Now, at this point, when she told me this, she told me this as a kid, but then when she told me the story again as an adult, the 20-year-old, 18-year-old smarty in me, that's when the story started coming out in the 80s about Martin Luther King with women. I said, Mama, is Martin Luther King my daddy? She's like, damn fool. If you look at my father, you know damn well it's not. But he's not. But here's the thing. She laughed, I laughed. But she said he came back. She went backstage with him thinking, wow, Martin Luther King want to talk to me, right? My grandfather, her father was there with Martin Luther King. And had talked to him about her going down there, how afraid she was. And Martin Luther King, as we say, black folks, we say Martin Luther King, talked to my grandfather and her, and my grandfather convinced my mother that he should go down there with them. And he did. And they were riding people back and forth in the march, back and forth. My mother was involved with some amazing programs here in Chicago. One of the first GED programs in America when they didn't have it in the 70s. Knocking door to door on the west side. Talking about, hey, come on out here. Now, she's from the south side, but she go out to the west side. In the streets. Working with the blacks, the Latinos, activism. That's where I come from. I come from a sister who was the lawyer for the fight for the Martin Luther King holiday. By the way, they're going to have a Stevie Wonder documentary coming up next year. She's working on the filming up. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that, but you didn't hear that. And basically, I come from an activism family, at least some members of it. And I want to say to some of you some important things about this. Yeah, Chicago's going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We holding strong on the political activism and the street level. But here's the thing you want to listen to the most and grasp. It's okay to be afraid. It's not okay to be okay. It's okay to be, it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. I'll say that again. It's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. I keep saying that in my clarity group. That's why I keep saying, get the fuck in my group. Because ain't nobody else out there on the entire web. I ain't seen nobody do this. Nobody. I would have thought somebody came up. Don't nobody say what I say the way I say and when I do it. And I'm breaking it down and I'm relieving anxiety and stress. Here's the thing I want you to understand. The whole idea here is that we have something. And this is what my sister said. She was right. We have something that they didn't have in the 60s, in the 70s, even in the 80s. That's the power of this web. We can move people. We can get people together. We can move in unison. Let me tell you something, and then I'll end this off, but I want you to hear the end of this. If you've gone this far, listen to me. Here's what I'm trying to tell y'all. What Trump has done, ironically, is this. And I'm not meaning fight power to the people. I'm saying that what Trump has created are over 1 million American communities with satellites in other countries. Yes, there's a No King's Day coming up, sponsored by Indivisible. Look up nokingsday.org. Look up indivisible.org. Support them. They are fantastic. Big shout out to Leah and Ezra. I want you to understand something, though. What this really the fuck means. Please, please, please grasp on to what I'm saying. This is the important part. I keep saying in my videos that Trump going to LA, going to DC, going to Chicago, going to wherever with ICE, with National Guards, with troops is a blessing. The reason I say that is because what he does in any given community, especially on the blue, is create a stronger community. See, offhand, they say he's splitting people apart. He's breaking people apart. No. He's revealing the racist and the uglies in the ignorance of MAGA. But you know what else? He's also revealing the racism, ugly, and ignorance of the left. I'll say it. I worked on Kamala Harris's campaign. Do you know how many N-words I got called? Do you know how many people was talking misogynistic, who were talking ugly, who were on the left? Do you know how many people didn't vote for that black Indian woman married to the Jew because she was a black Indian woman married to a Jew? It wasn't just in the black community, even though we voted at 85%. Ha! The people behind us was the Jews here in America. They voted 75%. Ha! The Latina women voted at 60%. Ha! But other than that, we didn't have it. What I'm trying to tell you is that, and it was stolen. It was stolen. Let's say that. I talk about that in the Clarity Group. It was stolen. See, in the Clarity Group is about clarity, calmness, and community. And what I'm telling y'all is that what this man is doing when he attacks people is this. And it's designed to get you off of Epstein. But it ain't going to ever go away, is it? Wait till you see my next video later today talking about what he did with the Epstein file, him and the DOJ. Oh, my God. You want to listen to that next video? The next video that pops up at the end of here, great. But I want you to make sure that you look for my video following this one. This is going to be a bad one, boy. Y'all ain't going, woo. I'm trying to tell y'all, the real is real. The real is real. Not just here in Chicago, LA, DC, but he's creating communities. And the first thing the community has to do is be clear about its goal. The second thing they have to do is understand what's really happening. And the third thing that a community has to do, must do, is find a way to connect more and build and be able to embrace each other despite what's going on and remain calm, remain peaceful, and understand what's happening. And there's a silent resistance and a peaceful resistance that can happen. What this man is looking for is to create chaos and war like the devil. But the problem is, it's giving a reverse effect. This is just like 2020 with George Floyd and with the Trumpism and the COVID. People were marching. But it's more than a march now. Here's what we got to understand in this movement to keep the movement moving. Like Martin Luther King says, Reverend King, he says, the hardest thing we do in a movement is to keep the movement moving. Well, now we got the power of the web, and we need to use that. Here's why this is important. And pay attention, please. I really want you to get this at the end. This is important because what Trump did on No King's Day on June 14th is he basically had his parade in his party, and it was a piddling piece of crap. He cussed out Hegseth. What was happening at the same time? 10 million people. 10 million. 10 million were marching across 2,000 events. And Trump did something, it was incredibly masterful. Please respect this man's skills. Don't just think he's an idiot. Understand what he did. He said, I might bomb Iran. I might bomb Iran. I'm thinking of bombing Iran. You know what? I will bomb Iran. Iran's going to get so bombed. It's going to happen. It sounded silly and weird, but what did it do? And then when he went, I bombed Iran. I showed them. I gave them that bombing. And now let's make peace. That's like somebody walking up to you, slapping your ass and saying, let's make peace. So we thought, oh, snap. Iran's going to clap back. This is it. This is it. But Iran was smart. They figured it out. They knew that if they clapped back, not so much the hell they get, but if they clapped back, it would empower Trump more to do more over here in America. It'd be his excuse to create the war. They were smart. The people in D.C. have been smart. The people in L.A. have been smart. The people in Chicago are playing this smart. He's trying to break us down. And all he keeps doing by trying to do that is pulling us back together. That's why ICE raids are a blessing. Wherever he goes, people band together. They canceled the local fight and they band together. ICE watch parties in Chicago after all the wars we've had back and forth about ICE coming in and fighting. Here's the other thing. What we must do, whether it be the No King's Day coming up in October 18th or right now, we must understand that our true power is in our ability to market and brand the movement. Again, 30 years marketing branding. Trump isn't interested in the movement. Listen to me now. I've done 2 white papers on this guy. I have studied this guy for many, many years. Many, many years, decades. And I'm telling you, he's not interested in the movement. He's interested in the marketing of the movement. That's why he's going to bring troops in here and get in front of the Trump building, get in front of the iconic, John Hancock, the Sears Tower building. He's going to get in front, and he is going to try to get in Old Block and totally do in front of Old Block. He's going to try it. He's going to try it. He's going to take pictures with it. Just like he did with those people in Frogman Walk being deported to El Salvador. He's going to try it. He's going to try it. That's the goal. That's the goal, to make this a marketing move, a marketing message. And what we have to do is outmarket this motherfucker. How do we do that? Spread. The number one thing you can do, let me tell you. First of all, I stopped telling you to go to Congress. Oh, no. I don't say that no more. I say you can keep in touch with Congress, get on their email, see what they're saying. If you're in a red state, get on Indivisible right now. They'll give you scripts if you want to go for Congress. But and pressure them and talk to them. Understand, that does matter. But I stopped telling you to do that for one reason. There's something more powerful you can do. And it's the reason why I wasn't out there in those protests. I have hundreds of thousands of followers across the web. I reach millions of people. I have members of Congress who follow me. I have stars who follow me, big names, Academy Award winning people. I have big people following me. I have influence, but I don't call myself an influencer because I think that's cute. Like creator, influencer. I think it's cute. I really do. Because the thing is, every damn couple of years, any OG is in the room, every damn couple of years, they come up with a new name. You're a blogger, You're a streamer, you're a teamer, you're a creator, you're an influencer. Watch. In 2 years, they'll be calling you a dippity doppity doo. They just make shit up. So it's like influencer, yeah, okay. I'm willing to say yes, of course I have influence, but influencer. You know what was funny? I told y'all about my apartment being flooded a couple of years, a couple of months, not years, back. And pipe broke. And something happens. It always happens. And they try to do a good job helping me out, making sure that I was taken care of despite all of the stuff. That's why I have more pictures on the wall, but I'm still trying to add pictures. I'm still adding some multimedia stuff. Wait till you see my multimedia stuff. Oh, but here's the thing. They made me sign a form, NDA, because I never signed this before. I knew I was influential when my building has me signing a form not to get on social media and tell anything negative. And I'm not saying anything negative, am I? I'm giving them compliments. So if you're watching this, Alex and Sean, love you. But it's funny. You're an influencer. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is you may not have all of these followings and stuff, but you got influence. The average group of people have about 500 to 1,500 followers, and people love them, and they will listen to anything they say because they know, like, and trust them. And your ability to spread your message and get out there is powerful. I even talk to people in my Clarity group who have thousands of followers and tens of thousands of followers who love it, who absolutely are enamored with that, and they love the movement. And what I'm saying to you is that the most powerful thing we can do to fight Trump is make sure we outmarket him, meaning get our message out more, because the message dissipated with, I'm going to bomb Iran. He can't get away from Epstein, but that I'm going to bomb Iran was dangerous. The other thing that happened was the message. The message that we have to have has to be branded with a theme. And they call it No Kings. Okay, cool. But what is the current No Kings Day? Or are we going to keep on having this? And if you have this, you got to make sure you outmarket this motherfucker, because he's brilliant at it. He is. Respect his skills. That's one thing. The second thing I wanted to tell y'all at the end here, which was really interesting, is I told you street organizations, right? And people who are banding together and things that are happening in the private streets, the public streets, activism, and politics, right? Politics, activism, street, PAS, all right? For that POS, PAS, right? You got to understand the dynamics, that your voice matters on the social media more than ever. Your ability to spread message, connect with people, and spread truth and no truth. And the reason that's important is because the more you spread no truth, the better you become, the more powerful you become in your messaging, in what you're saying, and what you're doing. We got more power than people in the 60s, 70s, and 80s combined times 10, times 100, times 1,000. Where else can you reach people around the world inside of seconds, nanoseconds? So your voice does matter, even though you may not have one following as big as me. If you have one as big or bigger, great. But if most don't, the idea is your voice does matter. And the reason I stopped telling people go to Congress, start going to your computers and your phones and continuing to spread word and the message. That's the most powerful thing. Please share this video for me. That's the most powerful message. Did I earn your subscription on here? Hopefully so. The idea is keep spreading the word. Keep the movement moving by moving and by getting online, because we can reach networks of way more people than out there with signs. No knock to people with signs. It's important to have them out there, but they're just a fraction. The biggest part we have to do is continue to market the message. Wait till my next video. I'm talking about Epstein stuff. But please get inside my group before it triples up. The reason it's tripling up is because it's the most valuable group I can have out there. And I don't want a lot of people. We got like 300 people, but right now when you click through, you only see just under 100 if you're looking, because I'm transferring over to a new area. I'm going over from Nas.io to Skool, Skool, and they're really, great platform. And I decided, I'm going to do that because, it's just a better move so we can grow. The idea is to grow this in the thousands. We're about 300 in the Clarity group. We're almost at 100 in the Moneymaker group. The Laughter group just started, and I barely promoted it, so I'd be surprised we got 20. But the point is, we got some people, and we're just growing it. And beyond that, it's growing. And the idea is to grow beyond that. And we really, really, really got a great chance here. It's 3.5 years. It's going to be long. No, the coconut's not going to come out and take the orange. I know, I wish. But the real thought here is that we got an ability to whip his ass, throw Epstein on him every single time, remind everybody about that big, beautiful bullshit bill so they can be fought, so it can be shown up. And the biggest thing we got to do within our base is understand that it's not just the MAGA people that are ignorant. Many of us are ignorant. Up until I worked on Kamala's campaign, went through this experience, I knew a lot about politics, but I didn't know as much. I didn't realize how dastardly many of these Democrats are and how bullshit they are and how they're fucking things up, particularly in Congress. Now, with the 23 governors and attorney generals, them motherfuckers is bad. I love them. They are the motherfuckers who've been on. They're the real Democrats. Them, big shout out to J.B. Pritzker here and Kwame Raoul, but I'm telling you, Congress is fucked up. And I know there's some Congress people watching me. Let me tell you, your leadership sucks. You need to get Jeffries out and you need to get Schumer out. I've been screaming that for last, 7, 8, 9 months? Jeffrey, he wasn't built for this. I'm amazed that Brooklyn would stand up and support him. And I'm not saying, oh man, you want to say that on the black man. I know some of you black folks gonna go there, but let me tell you something. This ain't about black. This is about whack. Replace him with another brother or sister. Do what needs to be done. And Schumer, damn, that dude there. Oh, man. And he fucked up. Like Menace to Society Bill Duke. You fucked up, right? He fucked up. He fucked up all the way. And we know he did. He messed up. And guess who else messed up? Right here in Chicago. Dick Durbin, who's on all those committees and everything. Powerful, powerful man. He's not even running again, which he should, because he's old as fuck. He's 80-something years old. He don't need to be running. But the whole idea is that Dick Durbin was one of those 10 people who voted early for that big, beautiful bill. And I was like, not my... We got a problem of ignorance on this side. We need to know what these motherfuckers are doing. And then we also need to know who's fighting in our case. The number one thing I keep getting asked by all of you is why isn't anybody doing anything about Trump? They are. For the last 30, let me go here for a minute. I got to go here for a minute. The last 33 weeks, we're going into 33rd week of Trump. Right? Feel like 33 years. But here's the thing. Trump is losing. He's losing. Right now, he's 21 and 129. 21 wins, 129. In temporary injunctions, permanent injunctions, state injunctions, national injunctions, and actual cases. Well, Darren, where's the list? Where's the proof? Look it up on Google. They got all sorts of case trackers out there. Those are the things I'm personally tracking. And I'm telling you, he's losing. He's losing. But Darren, the 21 that he won are more powerful than the... No, they're not, bitch. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. See, that's what I mean by ignorance in our side of the... Y'all know y'all don't know what y'all supposed to know. You say, yeah, that's why I'm tuning in to you. Good. I got your subscription, right? Yeah. If you really want to go deep and you stressed out and you got to relieve yourself, get into my Clarity group. Yes, yet another pitch, because it's the shit and ain't nobody else doing it. And it's not ego talking here. It's the people who've told me that in that fucking group. What I'm trying to get you to understand, what I really want you to grasp onto, what I really want you to climb into, what I really want you to go deep on is understanding that the more education we have about what's happening here for us, self-educators, the better we become. My goal here is not to give you breaking news. Fuck breaking news. That's the problem with the left alarmists. Breaking news. Donald Trump did weird shit. Oh my God. Yeah. Fuck that. Breaking news. Donald Trump decided, breathing was illegal. And then they go back. And then you're like, the fuck? Why did I just watch that? No. The real news, the real shit, the real beef is really being able to understand that our greatest strength is the knowledge and awareness we have of each other, our consciousness, and our community. The thing we have to get over, though, is that there are people in our community who don't know a motherfucking thing and they're too busy blaming. Let me give you a Chicago example of that. People in Chicago like, man, I understand. We standing together. I understand what you're saying about Trump, but we got violence happening in these streets, and Brandon Johnson ain't doing nothing, and J.B. Pritzker ain't doing nothing, and this is still happening. People getting shot up, and it's horrible. And you're absolutely right. I am not challenging that shit for one bit. These young people have gone fucking crazy. They are gone absolutely overboard, and they need to be toned down. Now, though crime is down, it's hard to see that as an advantage when you've known people or seen people who have died. I am not making fun of that or belittling that, my fellow Chicago people, my fellow Chi-Town. I am saying, do not take Donald Trump's offer for help as real help. If you just look at everything he's done to tear black people down, 300,000 women have lost their jobs in corporate and federal. Black women in federal rock. They are the ones, they are the core. Black women are the DNA of this fucking country, period. For 20 generations, they've been raising, 50 generations, they've been raising kids for white folks and everybody else. They have been running the country in every single way. Did you see that movie with the black women? Look up Black Women NASA. They're doing the calculations. They're doing the math. They're doing everything from taking care of kids to calculating so people don't blow up in rockets. They run the federal government, and you ran them out because the mediocre white man racists they had to report to, who had 1/3 of what they doing, is telling you that there's a problem. Why'd they get that job? Must be DEI. No. It's them being able to do some work. It's diligence. That's the D you looking for. The point is that they're attacking black women from every corner. They're attacking black men from every corner. They just expunged, people in the streets. You mad what the police is doing, not showing up Chi-Town? Then why did Trump just expunge all the track records of every felony from the DOJ, from every police brutality crime out there? Why did he cut all the community policing across the country? And you say he's going to do right for city of Chicago? The city he says is a vile, horrible city? The city of Chicago, who he has tried to cut all sorts of funding from? You know how hard we up for funding. Yeah, I know. Local politicians mismanaged the fuck out of it for the last, how many years, how many decades? Started with Richard. So let's start. Jay Daly, hey, let's be real. It wasn't just the Jew and 2 blacks. Some white folks was in there too. I mean, here's the thing I'm trying to tell you. Here's the thing I'm trying to break down to you. I know that this crime needs to be solved. It's been a problem. Even though the crime numbers are down, it's still horrible and we still have issues. But do not let this man politicize you into thinking. And I said this to the people in D.C. and L.A. Do not let them politicize you into thinking that he's actually coming to help you. I know you feel like Brandon Johnson ain't doing nothing. You might be right. I'm not here to fight that fight. He could be doing better. But everybody could be doing better, damn it. Shit, like I said, and I'm one of those people who believe until you start investing or finding a way to invest in better neighborhoods, we know how crime happens anywhere, even in poor white neighborhoods. Even the poor Asian neighborhoods, poor Latino neighborhoods. When you have poor housing, poor education, and poor job opportunities, you got people who make poor decisions. Though it's the majority of the hood, is they're making them poor decisions. And they don't want that to happen because the white racists, if we have better housing, better education, and better job opportunities, then we can't blame DEI. And we got too many people we got to kick out. We got to work on getting these 300,000 black women out. Why do you think we would want to build and this has been present, whether it was a Democrat or Republican. I get it. I'm black. I get it. But please understand that Donald Trump is not your answer. He is not the one who is going to answer your shit. Black folks, come on now. I know we got the Trumper people who go in there. Ooh, Donald Trump, please come to Chicago. Them two women, you saw them two women? Oh, it was a minstrel show. Bamboozle. Led astray. Uncle Tom. Aunt Tanny. But hey, it happens. We always got one. But or several. But, we get 85% voting to Kamala, 15% didn't. Was either apathetic or was voting Trump. It's like, okay. What I'm trying to get you to understand is this. It's going to be all right. We're going to make it through this. It is. We're going to make it through this. Don't let these people lie to you. Don't let them, with their liabilities, tell you these stories. Don't let them. I'm getting my charger because I'm probably charged out. The other thing you got to understand is that in this process, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think the camera would reach over like that. I'm sorry. You're seeing my hand. I'm trying to plug in this phone, y'all. In this process, I hope I don't mess up the whole recording because of it. In this process, we're dealing with people who are set in aim on destroying anything that's not them. But the problem is, every time they've done that, it's been difficult. Because what they don't see, and I see, and all of you begin to see, hopefully, is that we're doing this. That's what it's all about. Let me get over here. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to make sure the camera don't go out. I don't lose the juice. Can't lose the juice. But here's the thing. Again, whether it be political, activism, notice I put it in category. Political, activism, the streets, right? PAS, okay? But what we have to do is some M and B. Marketing, branding. Marketing is getting people the message of truth of what's happening, like what you're sharing here in my video, and I thank you. In my content, thank you. And subscribing, thank you. Branding, and I have, again, 30 years branding experience. I'm going to give you the best definition you ever heard of a brand in your life. Any business people out there, you definitely need to connect with me on learning how to badass brand. I have a group that I'm putting together called Badass Emotional Branding. Here's the deal. On the branding tip, we have to be the ones that emotionally connect with each other and with other people on a massive level and scale that gets them talking continually on that. And we've done that very well so far. We just need to outmarket this man because he's going to try to come up with something over the next No King's Day. He's been trying for weeks over Epstein, and I'm so glad that all of you recognize it. But if you look back at my older videos, 9 months ago, you will see that I said that his goal is manipulative warfare. And starting right after June 14th, the Tuesday that came after June 14th, what was that, 15, 16, 17? I started the first narrative warfare live in the Clarity Group. And I said, you are being brainwashed, manipulated into thinking that he's in power. This man is not in power. Let me explain how it works. At the beginning of the week and end of the week, he comes up with some drama and takes you away. Now, you know this now through Epstein, which is great because Epstein ain't going away. It's gotten even worse. Wait till you see my next video. It'll be shorter, but wait till you see my next video. It's been 2 days, so I really want to talk with you. It's uh, amazing how many people got scared on the left. I'm not talking about the way he's manipulating the right. Of course he is. But he's manipulating the left very well. And here's how he's doing it. He knows you don't know about government like you should. Sip a little something here. He knows that you don't know about government. He knows for a fact that you know nothing about government. He knows it. And because of that, he says he can get away with this. No, facts, true facts. Because he knows you don't know as much as you should. It's not to make you feel bad. It's just that you're ignorant of the details and facts because you got your own life going on, right? That's why you come here. But I want you to understand, especially those who are just listening while they're driving or listening to me, which is great. You know, this is the Darren Monroe Politics Podcast, brought to you by Stuff and Things. If you got stuff, I got things. No, but here's the thing. Brand me now. Here's the thing. I want you to, and sponsored, of course, by the Clarity Group, Moneymakers Group, and the Liberal Laughter Group. Man, we are on fire with that Liberal Laughter Group. We cracking up. Here's the thing. I want you to understand. Invest in your smiling with the Darren Monroe Liberal Laughter Group. It's only $5 a month. And it's worth $5. Totally. You will laugh your butt off and enjoy life. I love saying that. That's cool. You know what I like to tell people at the Liberal Laughter Group? I say invest in smiling. I want you to understand the bigger picture here that's really, amazing that you got to understand. This man's manipulative warfare that he's doing is to mind fuck the people who are ignorant to what really happens in the law, what really happens in government. That's why the number one thing people ask me is, can he do that? Why is he getting away with that? He's not. For the last almost 33 weeks now, the 23 governors and attorney generals, the nonprofits out there, the 200s of them from ACLU, NAACP, you name a nonprofit, they come and they showing up, okay? Federal unions, all the union work, come on. And then the third kicker out of this is the judicial branch on the lower branches. Do you know they starting to speak out in private? They got their faces covered and they start coming to the media and said, this ain't gonna work. We got a problem. He's coming in. We got a problem with the Supreme Court. Do you know people are investigating the Supreme Court? Get my Clarity Group. Get my Clarity Group. I have something called Clarity Reports. I say 8 investigations. I got a new update coming called 9 investigations with the Supreme Court included. They are investigating these motherfuckers, and they're going to get them, including the thing they stole in November. Yeah, they're coming for their ass, but it's going to take years, y'all. It's going to take about 3.5 years. Who you going to bring it to right now? I know. You're like, well, wish they do it now. No, who you going to bring it to? You better learn patience. You better learn cultivation. That's, 100 years ago, we were 80% agrarian society, farm society. And what do we learn in farming? I come from a farm family out of Mississippi and out of North Carolina. And from my father's side, North Carolina, they went up to Jersey and New York. From Mississippi, they went up to Michigan, Detroit area, Pontiac area, and over to Chicago. And that's how my family ended here. And that's how my father's family ended in New York. And here's the thing. What we learn is patience and cultivation. You don't just go from seed to harvest. You got to cultivate. Just like this. This channel I built this channel like this inside of, 9 months, which is incredible. And I grew real fast. All right? Real fast. And that's what I teach in my Moneymakers group. I'm telling them about my, that's why I say, give them a fuck with my group before it triple up in price. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that this is something that people who are trying to manipulate and tear you down, that people, liberals, should know. They should understand that we are being, the worst thing that's happening, is it the firings, is it the war, it's the psychological manipulation, because he'll have you thinking instead of 21 and 129, he's 129 and 21, Respect that man's skills. Respect that man's skills. And if you understand that, the thing you got to begin to change from now on is how you process information. What are you taking in front of you? How can Trump make you mad if you're looking at a liar? As the young people say, that part, say less. How can you be mad? Jerry Seinfeld had a brilliant saying about tabloids. He said, anybody who reads tabloids deserve to be lied to. Anybody who listens to Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and his whole administration deserve to be lied to. Facts. Stop listening to foolish motherfuckers. Secondly, stop listening to their cohorts, whether it be the right media, the right thing. Can you believe what they said? No, I don't. I wasn't listening. Let me tell you something. One of my mentors, Bob Proctor, 15 years ago said this to me in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's the guy from The Secret with the white hair. May he rest in peace. Really great guy. Normally I have his picture up, but again, that flood thing, I'm still putting pictures back. Really great guy. Here's the thing he said. Somebody asked him, Bob, how do you deal with being around difficult people? He says, I don't know. I'm not around anybody I don't want to be around. I want to tell you what that means. How can you get upset about a fool? And this is what I teach in the Clarity Group. It's not about, let me give you something. As an entrepreneur of 20 years, let me give you a powerful thing I learned over 20 years. I'm 55 this year in December. Please, please, please heed what I tell you. You don't read books or read information or process information. You study it. The more you study it, you can break it down to a science, part of critical thinking. What Bob Proctor was saying is that I'm not around people I don't want to be around because I know they're not going to give me the right information, and I got to be aware of my thoughts because thoughts and words become things. There's life and death. There's a gift and a dagger in your tongue, no matter who you are. And you got to get up in the morning, ask yourself, what am I thinking? And how do I change that? And that's what I work with in the Clarity Group. But I'll give you some simple answers to that, which is one, stop listening to, again, these leaders of our nation who are liars, who are corruptible people. And stop blaming capitalism, blame character. There are good people who are wealthy people who supported Kamala, who do all sorts of nice things. And believe it or not, I talk about in the back end of the Clarity Group how there are wealthy people who are financing investigations on this motherfucker to get him as soon as he gets out of this office. As soon as J.D. Vance, they can get him. Sorry, they're not going to get him while they're in office. Not going to happen. Not going to happen unless they catch him on grifting or they catch him, Donald Trump, on grifting, or if they catch him with Epstein and they ask him to resign. These are only two ways. I have a video, look it up in this channel that says the only way Donald Trump goes to jail, guaranteed. I break down everything from the investigators to everything. It is a fantastic video. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that this is one of the biggest things, the biggest things that people miss on the left, that we have to become better at. We have to stop processing people and taking in just anybody's information. If they are liars and schemers, why are we listening to them? If these people are on the right and they're promoting this BS, why are we listening to it? But here's what we really got to do. This is what I hear almost none of the other left creators talk about. It's what I repeatedly talk about. I'm the only one that came with this word. The left alarmist who takes the same information Trump tells him or her and repeats it like a parrot so they can get views online. Don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking somebody who got a business. More power to you. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an owner for 20 years. That's what I'm teaching people in the Money Makers group. But what I'm trying to tell you, is that if they're doing nothing, like I said earlier, but saying, hey, breaking news, boom, I'm gone. That's not context. That's not assessment. That's not an opinion. It don't have to be my opinion, but just an opinion. Some contextual thought, some critical thinking. If they're not doing that, then why are we paying attention to them? On the left. There are people who are doing that, who are doing a great job at that. But there are people who are doing horrible jobs too. Don't feed yourself. Ask yourself, are they giving you an opinion, an assessment, and context? If they're not, get away from them. The only reason I follow these guys who are alarmists is to debunk them. Tell you what it really means. But you got to understand, we got to stop watching what we are ingesting on a daily basis. As somebody in the Clarity group who said, man, I'm so frustrated at this thing that Trump did. Why are you listening to Trump? Why? We know everything he does is going to upset us, pretty much 99%. Why? Why upset us? If we know, it's like that old doctor's joke. Doctor, it hurts when my hand does like this, but don't do like that. The other thing we got to do is replace that. See, Bob Proctor said good, negative, and positive can't live in the same place. They can't. They can't live equally together. So either negative or positive. So the goal is fill your head with positive. What positive information are you getting? Well, of course, here. You're listening here. Bravo. Yay. And other people who are giving out great information and assessment and context. Yay. All right. Great stuff. But what else? What else is out there? What else is happening? Of course, I got my private groups, Clarity Group, Moneymaker Group, Laughter Group, for laughing, smiles, clarity. Okay. But what else? No, seriously, what else? Let's talk. One of the things you got to begin to look at is how are you making yourself happy every day in spite of everything? I love the way that one of my clients brought up just yesterday. They said, I'm so beyond listening to this stuff. I just want to go get my money. She's in the Moneymaker group. She's like, I just want to hear about the money. Just talk to me about the money. Talk, baby, to me about the money. See, the Moneymaker group is a different group than the Clarity group. There's some people in the Clarity come over to the Moneymaker group, but the Moneymaker group is like, listen, I ain't worried about trying to understand clearly what's happening because I need to get a bag so I can either get away out the country, do what I got to do. If you're that, get in my Moneymaker group. But what I'm trying to tell you, I'm going 2.0 with it too this week, where I'm going over to that new platform school. Here's what I want you to understand. This is all about you paying attention in your mind every day where you're at and realizing what makes you happy. The simple things. Let me show you. There's this cool candle from Bath and Body Works. I love it. My favorite candle is I need to see if I can get some Bath and Body Works sponsorship. That's one of my sponsors. I'm gonna name that one out. Sponsor. I love that freaking candle. I buy it in bulk. I have bought hundreds of that candle over the last 5 years alone, stacked up like crazy. I will blow up the whole place in mahogany, teak wood, 3-wick. I love they're the best candles ever. You see how much love I have for that? What I'm trying to tell you is that makes me happy. Books make me happy. One of the coolest books to come out, the largest book launch ever, was by this guy. His name is Alex Hermosi. He's the reason why I'm putting all my stuff on the school platform this very week. And he launched a book called $100 Million Money Models. And he's got another one called $100 Million Offers and another one called $100 Million Leads. Great books. Highly recommend them. Okay? The reason I talk about that right now is because, again, it's making me happy. You know what else makes me happy? Tubi. I'm sitting there watching old episodes of that series Soap. You ever heard of Soap? Well, Billy Crystal was in it. There was some other big stars. Donald Benson was in it. Robert Guillaume. Some other big stars were in it, really. But I think Benson and Robert Guillaume were two of the probably biggest from what I remember. Yeah, two of the biggest. Okay. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I laugh. I do take time away from this shit, and I go and I laugh. I have fun. Let me show you something else that's dope as hell. I'm about to start a gaming channel. I haven't been gaming in forever. I'm 55. I'm an OG gamer. Pong, ColecoVision, Intellivision, the whole nine, right? So, look at this. Asus Tough. It is a gaming laptop, and it is fantastic. And I'm about to go multimedia like crazy. I got flat screens and stuff. I'm about to blow this out the water. Okay? I'm about to blow it out the water. But I'm going to have fun. It's not just all about the content. And I love this. Keep in mind, I love this. This is a passion for me. I ain't doing this for the money. I'm doing this for passion. If you think I'm just all about the money, there's no fucking way. How can I speak with this much emotion and not give a damn? Yeah, I'm doing calls to action to join my groups, which you're paid fucking right. I'm worth it. YouTube does it every damn video you look at on YouTube. They getting paid. YouTube get paid. I should get paid too. That's another problem with the left. They get hung up about money. Oh, we're not money. When they came to the DC here in Chicago, the DNC, do you know all those right-wing people who accepted tens of thousands of dollars from, and turns out it was Russian spies they found out, but they accepted money elsewhere to go to RNC. The DNC people, the left-wingers, they had to finance their own way there. They got invited, but 200 of them had to finance their own way there. And I was like, why? Why do you have to finance yourself there? You should be paid. As long as they're not manipulating how you put your content out, you're good. There was a controversy you probably heard about the whole thing with Chorus and the web and dark money. And let me break it down like this. They just attacked a bunch of people, not just the blacks, but they attacked a whole bunch of other people, blacks, minorities, like, the blacks, the browns, but they also attacked the whites. And they came at them and said, oh, they're taking this money, this secretly funded money by this company and blah, blah, blah. Turns out like a whole bunch of bullshit. They weren't funding it to make them their content. They were getting paid to learn how to do what I do. See, I got 30 years marketing branding. People say, how did you do this? I'm like, 30 years. I just came out fighting. That's what I teach me in my money market. Yeah, I'm doing another one. And that's what I teach in my Moneymaker group. But I'm just trying to tell y'all right now. Woo! 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 I'm just telling y'all. And if you can't get in my links in my description and on my homepage for some reason, because every now and then I get a comment, how you join the Moneymaker group? And I put it in my description in my homepage. You do not know that? Or email me at DarrenMonroe.com. Just email me. Find a way. I basically am telling people it's okay on the left to make some money. It's okay to make a bag. First of all, if we can get through the left where we're dealing with the alarmism, with the massive amount of ignorance of people thinking that Donald Trump really runs it when he's actually losing, if we could just get through those two parts, as well as market and brand better, show up more marketing than he does, and get better branding, branding the theme, though I think we do better at the branding than the marketing, because branding is just your ability to emotionally connect with people. I think we got that down. But where we're missing is the marketing part that's really heavily in these other two areas, trying to check those left alarmists and being able to deal with the people who are ignorant to government, learning a little more about the government, how it works, and how laws work, so you don't freak out when he writes an executive order on toilet paper and says he's going to be the greatest person ever and he's going to outlaw air, and you're going, where the alarmists are like, Trump outlawed air. And I'm like, breathe, motherfucker, breathe. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's going to be all right. Here's the thing that you got to get. It's going to be all right. We know. How do we know? How do you know, Darren? How do you know it's going to be all right? How do you know? Because we've been through this before, because he's losing, because he's in trouble with Epstein, because he's in trouble with the big, beautiful bill, because he's in trouble with his health, because he's in trouble with the law in so many ways because he's grifting like a motherfucker in front of the public, just right in your face, he's in trouble. He's losing and he's going to continue to lose. And what you have to get into the mindset of is one, when you wake up in the morning, and it's got to be a practice. That's why I have a clarity group. Again, I'm doing this on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm like, listen, you got to practice the art of fuck him. What can I do for me to make me smile more? At the very least, go to my laughter group. My laughter group, at least for $5 a month, you can laugh more. How much are you investing into your smile now? I mean, the idea is invest into smiling more. Understand this. The groups of people who can realize that when Trump shows up and they band together, that's our win. It's the ability to know clarity, calm, community. It's not just activism. You got to have the politics. You got to have the activism with organization, and you got to have marketing and branding that survives it. And of course, you got to have a little street in there, yay. But the thing is that the marketing branding part is the big part. And what we need is the ongoing leadership of people who have messages out there. How can you organize? And yes, you watching this can be part of that. Organize. I know my message and I monetize my message, as you see. But the thing is that how can you begin to fit your piece in it, whether it's with the for money or not? Understand, I worked for 5 months on Kamala Harris's campaign. You might as well say it was a few months more because I didn't have a clarity group or any of this stuff until April. So let's say July through April. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. The idea is there was 9 months I put into that saying it's going to be all right. We're going to make it through this. After the election, after what was stolen. I keep saying that because YouTube, Google, all the social medias are afraid to death of this man. Rightfully so. I mean, he would gladly he'll attack a cup of water, right? So we got to be careful about what we say in their houses. But I want you to understand. Us together gonna make it. Yeah, Chicago gonna be all right. We gonna make it. But the bigger picture is that if you understand the organization of everything I just said, politics, activism, marketing, branding, if you have that combination, you win. There's one place in there that's missing, which is for us as creators who are this, that's not everybody because politicians getting paid. The activism working with nonprofits, if they're lucky, they're getting something, but a lot of people are moving out there doing their thing, right? The marketing and branding, if they're doing it professionally, they're getting paid. But, the idea is that it has to have with creators finance to do that because they love what they do. They're passionate. Like I've just been talking to you for over now, passionate about that. But everybody can't do that. Everybody ain't live that life. They don't want that smoke. But the ones that do, it's okay to finance yourself. Seriously. Fuck them people. I'm telling you, it's okay. It's all right to finance yourself. And it's all right not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way, people. You got to stand up. You got to show up. You're more valuable than you think. Chicago, D.C., L.A., Boston, Philly, New York, Detroit, Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, San Diego, Kansas City, St. Louis, Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, okay? I'll just keep going. I mean, the idea is that all of these cities, and the ones in red as well, whether it be Dallas, Fort Worth, the Austin, San Antonio, Houston, whether it be out there in Mississippi, over in Alabama, over in Georgia, in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky. We got Democrats there too. We got strong blue, and we got blue. We got Democratic judges over there. We got Democratic judges in all 50 states in the lower courts. There are 94 districts with 50 across 50 states, 677 judges. Again, remember these numbers: 9450, 677. 9450, 677. One more time: 9450, 677. Why is that important? Because we're fighting back. But Darren, the Supreme Court. Fuck the Supreme Court. Understand what I'm saying. 1%. This is what I mean by the left in ignorance, is that only 1% of the cases get seen by the Supreme Court. He can't show the Supreme Court. Supreme Court ain't gonna look at everything. They can't. They cannot physically do it. Do you know this man has 600 plus cases on him? They're fighting right now in the DOJ. Dude, wait till you see the next video I talk about Epstein. I got something in Epstein called the Epstein Society in the back end of Clarity Group, but I'm going to reveal something on Epstein. This next video is going to blow your mind. We're going to talk about the complete and total Epstein Society. And then I'm going to have, you just chill. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All right? Connect with me. I'm glad that those who have subscribed, hopefully I've earned your subscription here, and definitely get inside my groups. It's in the description. If you're watching this from TV, go to the channel, click on the link in the channel, and join. Because my prices are yesterday's, in the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. Because the more and more I see this, and I've had people, even people privately out of DC told me, dude, you need to be. You should charge triple for this. You know, man, ain't nobody talking like this. Think about it. And what I want you all to understand, it's going to be all right. We're going to make it through this. It's going to be 3.5 years of hell, but it don't even stop there. Most people won't tell you this. But the truth is, let's say we get whoever is the president, which I believe is going to be Kamala Harris. But if it's not, no matter who it is, if it's a Democrat, if it's a Republican, you know it's going to keep going. But if it's a Democrat, which we anticipate a Democrat coming in and doing this, it's going to take them 4 years of what they're doing. They're going to catch hell of every time because people are going to say, well, why didn't you solve things like they did Obama? Obama gave us the largest surplus ever. Obama gave us shit that to this day we benefited from until Trump came and tore it down in two terms. But he did it. Biden did it. Biden came behind this damn fool and did so many things. Well, Biden's economy was bad. No, you ignorant motherfucker. It was Trump's. It was him trying to pull out of Trump's economy. It's one thing for MAGA to be ignorant. It's nothing for us to be ignorant. And we're ignorant to our government. We're ignorant. We expect things to just get done like that. No, it isn't. It's a process. Just like success. Success is a process. Okay, not a procedure. It doesn't just wham bam. We're in this instant society. We think it's like instant oatmeal. It's not. It's not. We gotta work the process in just everything you do in your life. Think about everything you got in your life. It took work. You had to work towards it. And that's why we understand in Chicago that it's deeper than just policing. If you lived in a hood, you live in, black neighborhoods, brown neighborhoods. If you lived in a hood, you know that it's something more than just cops showing up. Look at the movie. Look at the TV show, The Wire. They go out there. It's called showing the flag. You show up. We got guns and drugs on the table, and we won. That wasn't fighting. The real fight is community policing. The real fight is where it started. How do you start? How do you get them, while they're at kindergarten, while they're at school, to keep from being what they are? Because we know that bad neighborhoods, poor schooling, and poor job opportunities get some people, not all of them, making poor decisions. How do we go there? How do we take that on? How do we take on that mentality as a complete group? That's the challenge. But I will say this, going back to the leftists and going back to you, think about what you're thinking about every day. If you're stressing out over Trump, you shouldn't be. But I would say this, just the same way My my physical trainer teaches me. He said, Darren, you trying to solve your weight problem by yourself is asinine. You trying to solve this problem by yourself is asinine. If you're listening this far, you should be in this clarity group before the price triples, because you need to learn and train your brain. And no, I don't know NLP and brainwashing, but I do bring a lot of the same elements in over and over. Look how I broke down Chicago. Politics, activism, marketing, branding, how we can do that in every city and organize in a way that connects. No, I don't want to be president. No, I don't want to be governor, city of Chicago. Though I did dream as a kid about being city of Chicago. I think I'd be the best one ever, mayor, but I don't want to be in politics in that way. I want to be free to speak the way I'm speaking, so I have to deal with that bullshit. See, I offend somebody, I'd say something, that bullshit. Oh my God, this is my longest video so far I've done. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you love it. I hope that you found value in it. And I hope I've earned your subscription. And I hope you pay attention to what I'm saying. Be aware of what you're ingesting. If this negative stuff that Trump did, you need an assessment of what it really means. And I'll try to do that here, but there are times YouTube won't let me talk about it. Especially like Epstein's Society. It's amazing how I'm going to have to talk around Epstein's Society in that coming video that I have, the next video. But I want you to understand the nuances of this. Because if you understand the nuances, you win. Because you understand, and the people out of the Clarity Group, the number one thing they say is I remove the terror from their heart and I bring them less anxiety and stress and they calm. And now with this new area I got a brand new platform. Woo, they're in the community blowing up. Loving it, loving it. You guys got this. I love you. No matter what you do. Understand this. Those of you who hate on me and say stuff like, well, you're doing too much pitching. Do you say that to YouTube? You're on YouTube every day. They're getting their money. Here's the other thing I want you to understand. I just done an hour-long training video for free, talking about your mindset, talking about the politics, talking about the activism, marketing, branding, talking about what it takes, talking about the challenges on the left that we have to identify, whether it be the ignorance. And that's just the beginning. I won't talk about right now the racism, homophobia, xenophobia, and prejudice, and the misogyny. That wasn't the economy. It was all those 5 things, you know. I sat there and broke this shit down to you for almost an hour and a half. And I want you all to understand that I got love for you, but I created this content for you. So even if you don't got a cent for my clarity group, spare me and anybody else your declaration of poverty. When you put that out in the air and on the social media stuff, you don't want to claim that, because that means the universe claims you like, oh, you don't need money here. You know, you broke. Okay, you are broke. You know, don't tell the world that. Just say, hey, listen, thank you for your video. Thank you for what you're doing. If you've listened this far, at least comment. In best case scenario, join the groups, but at least comment. Whatever groups you're feeling, whatever. But here's the thing. I want you to understand that thoughts and words become things. As Mr. Proctor said, he used to tell me, call him Bob, because he wouldn't let me do that. But, you know, call him Mr. Proctor. But Mr. Proctor was a brilliant man. And he studied here in Chicago, ironically, with another cat, The Greatest Secret in the World. Look that up on YouTube. That'll blow your mind. He studied under that guy. And Earl Nightingale, the Dean of Personal Development. They started the Earl Nightingale Corporation. And nobody had ever heard of them. Even this guy started this other company, Guthrie Ranker, started his own thing, grabbed this little known guy to do these videos, and it blew up, named Tony Robbins. Really great stuff. What I want you to understand is that thoughts and words become things. And Zig Ziglar, the late great Zig Ziglar, said that motivation is like a bath. You recommend one daily. And that's what the Clarity Group is about. Investing in mental positivity, in clarity, in calmness, and being able to take you there. And Moneymakers is about you being able to invest in you and get your bag, regardless of Trump or not, in the online world. I love y'all. I want you to understand that the biggest thing you can do right now is really invest more, not in me, not in my company, but in you. And I'm not promoting the company right now. I'm talking about YouTube right now. What are you ingesting on YouTube? What are you ingesting? What are you ingesting across the web? What are you saying to yourself? Ask yourself that. What are you saying to yourself? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it ugly? Because if you're doing nothing, I used to remember black people get mad over at this on-air guy who was the original person for the right talking about it. He was Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh was saying, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he would just talk all this stuff. And people in the 90s would be, did you hear what Rush Limbaugh said? It's like, no, I'm not listening to Rush Limbaugh. I don't like the way I feel when I listen to Rush Limbaugh. Basically, what Bob Proctor was saying, I don't like it when, I don't why do I listen to, I don't listen to that. I don't ingest that. You got to say that to yourself. All right, what are you ingesting? Are you professing what you're ingesting? Woo! Think about that. Are you professing what you're ingesting? The left alarmists who are sitting there stressing you out. The news, legacy news saying this crap. And the liars, the lordly liars, the guy who suffers from, as I call it, as you all know, liabetes, needs that truth insulin. Don't let nobody do that to you. You're more valuable than you think, all right? You're stretching out my back. I've been talking for an hour and 26 minutes. Oh, my goodness. I should just go for 30, right? Here, let me tell you something in the last 4 minutes. I'll go for 30. Here's the thing. Making my record video here. When you wake up, ask yourself what you're thinking. What things can you do to make yourself happy? Do you want to do it with music or maybe with cool candles, scents? What are you doing? What are you ingesting? What movies and funniness can you watch or at least listen to and hear that'll make you more better and calm? If you're listening to my videos, binge watch them. Do what you got to do, baby. But what are you investing in you? Then what are you ingesting? Now, you know there are foods that make you feel bad. And I know you're thinking, what is this fat man telling me about food? I'm just saying, I don't eat everything, but take it from somebody who did fuck food up in health. Be careful. Because if there's shit that's putting you in the wrong mood, don't do it. I have learned that much, and I do follow. I am still working on it. Still working on it. They be calling me, but I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress. Got the treadmill over there. I'm on it. All right. Get enough sleep. Try to sleep more. Just got, wait a minute, I don't have it here. I just got this cool sleep packet thing that's out there. From New York. There's this guy who was talking about these great sleep packets to have melatonin. It's natural. It's not anything weird, but there's stuff like that. There's things you can do to hydrate yourself. There's things you can do to really get in a better place, that you can feel better. Because if you can feel better and sleep better and run better, you will do better. And what I'm trying to tell you is if you're doing that from the moment you wake up and make it a habit, a boring habit. The habits are boring, but you do them. But you can turn it into fun. It gets better. My challenge, of course, is eating. Yes. I don't know if you know this, but ever since I suffered, I was diagnosed with something. I got to admit something to y'all. I was diagnosed with something. Many years ago, I was, because I've been slim resistant, I was diagnosed with FAT. Some of you may have FAT. Common causes are calling the Insomnia Cookie Company in the middle of the night to send you cookies, or having that pizza delivered right after you've had the broccoli. But of course, that's not me. I'm just saying that could happen. But the idea is that everybody who listened this far, put FAT in the comments. Don't call me fat. Wait a minute, I got to remember that you put that in there. Put LOL, thin resistant. That's what you put. LOL, thin resistant. Don't put FAT, because I'll see it and I end up hiding the channel. I'll block you from the channel. How dare you call me fat? How dare you say that? But if you say thin resistant, hilarious, Darren. Boom. I'll love you for it. And I'll look at it and like it. Say thank you. the other thing, what I'm saying here is when you get up in the morning, what are you thinking? During the day, what are you thinking? When you're on the toilet, what are you thinking? Beyond trying to get off the toilet. When you're in the kitchen, what are you thinking? When you're walking, what are you thinking? When you're sitting, what are you thinking? That's one thing you can do. Be aware of your thoughts. You might say, man, I think some pretty fucked up things. Why do I think that? Be careful what you say. Do not speak negative in your life. Do not speak ugliness in your life. Well, when I listen to this Trump, don't listen to Trump. Don't listen to any of them motherfuckers. Well, how would I know what's going on? Listen to me. And listen to other people who are leftists, who are going to give you a perspective, who are going to give you acknowledgement. What else do I do, Darren? Well, here's another one. And I made it to 30. Yeah. But I'll keep going a little longer here. The other thing you can do is invest in being happy, miles, so on. But Darren, I'm just so worried about it. Yeah, you're worried about things you don't control. Let me show you something I teach in the Clarity Group. You see this? I know you're thinking, Christ. I know you're bringing Christ. You're bringing God. No. I'm bringing quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quadrants. Okay? In the upper quadrant is what you control. Like you. You're the number one thing you control. You don't control your family, your friends, nobody. The second part is what is your priority? It's sad at the thought that these people are getting deported. Is that your priority? If you're the one that could get deported, yes. If it's a family member, yes. And I'm not saying don't care because it's not a family member, but understand what care means. That means that you can care about people, do what you can. What's the most powerful thing you can do? I told you, the internet. You can reach thousands of people about the bad stuff that ICE is doing and share that. The good stuff, you can share the good stuff too that the communities are doing to fight back. Like I just said, look on my Instagram, in Darren Monroe Politics, you'll see an image I just posted about a Chicago ICE Watch meeting. Those are the things you can do. But other than that, listen, I'm going to say some words to you. Don't get upset. Step the back, motherfucker. Just step back and focus on you. Here's the other thing. There are things you don't control. So there are things you don't control, and there is things that are not your priority. So we just talked about what you don't control in your priority, these deportations, if you're not somebody who's prone to that or other people. You can still care, but understand this. You can only do so much. That's the truth. And I teach this repeatedly in the Clarity Group. There's only so much you can do. Stop and take care of you. And that's what the Clarity Group is about. How do you become a better you to be a better person? Because if you're better here in your kitchen table in your life, there's only so much you can do out there. Then you take care in here, your house, and you take care of your heart and your mind. And when you get up, think about what you're thinking. During your day, think about what you're thinking. And beware of what you think before you go to sleep, or you may go to sleep with nightmares. Don't do that. Think good things. Play great things about you. Play some good music. Here's the great thing about the internet. There's tons of music out there. Tons that you would love to hear. Your favorite music. They got music channels on YouTube. What? Get out of here. People who do nothing but put hours of music. They even got, y'all know it is. Y'all know it's there. They got the Rain channel. You can be playing Rain and be sleeping, calm down. The number one app, one of the number one apps ever, is called Calm, C-A-L-M. Calm, the Calm app. And then calm your land down. And yeah, it costs some money. They got some free kind of version stuff of it. But the point is that there's plenty of free just here on YouTube as it is. That's why I created all this free content. So you can have free content. If you're aware of that, if you're aware of everything that's going on, you be calm and cool like I am. Cute, cuddly black man. Even if you're not a cute, cuddly black man, but nobody's perfect. Even if you're not a cute, cuddly black, I am single, ladies. Even though you're black, just comment panties, ladies. Just let me know you're available. I'm kidding. I am, I'm focused on my business, y'all. I'm not looking, and at the same time, I got another 3 years to go on my business. I ain't got nobody but if you want a good laugh, just comment panties and be like, but dudes, don't do that. No offense to LGBTQ, I love you, but I just don't. Not. God bless you. Woo! I did not know I was gonna go this long. Here's the thing. If you're aware of your thoughts, things, if you're aware of what you're saying, if you're aware of all your cool things, if you're always sponsored by Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh, sorry, Bath and Body Works. Oh, I didn't commit a sin. Bath and Body Works. In this wonderful 3-wick intensity mahogany candle. 3-wick. 3. 1, 2, 3 wick and cotton. Wonderful. If you are doing the things you're supposed to be doing, you'll feel 1,000% better. Like Bob Proctor says, negative and positive can't stay in the same place. So just fill it with positive. You have such a positive day, you ain't worried about it. And you smile when Trump says something. Ain't that funny? You want to smile while Trump ain't saying something? Get the fuck in my laughter group, $5 a month. Click the link in the description and over in the homepage. I kid you not. That's why I gladly promote what I promote. It's good shit. It's good stuff to make you feel better. 1,000% better. Invest in your smiles. With the laughter group, the liberal laughter group. I know, right? Here's the thing I'm trying to tell you is whether it be comedy or whatever. And there's tons of comedy here on YouTube. Since you're on this channel, tons of comedy, tons of things to make you laugh. I'm into history, so I'm always looking at history videos or something that'll catch me in business or something that'll catch me on things. You know what the coolest thing was? Side note that really made me happy is when this guy's book, okay, he was actually advertising on my channel. I know it wasn't just specifically me. It was plenty of people. But it was cool to know that Alex Hormozi worth $100 million was advertising my shit. I guess at least I'm good enough a channel that people will like me for that. That's cool. And what I'm saying to all of you is that if you just invest in that stuff, you'll feel 1,000% better. Here's the problem. You trying to do this by yourself is ridiculous. Just like I have a fitness coach, a trainer. Just like I have people helping me. You trying to do shit by yourself is ridiculous. Invest in you by doing stuff for you. And what I'm saying is get help, ongoing help. You try and do it by yourself is stupid. Get in my clarity group because the price is going up 3 times. That's why I keep telling y'all, get in. $20 a month or $100 for a year ain't nothing. It's going up to $297 for the year and $60 a month, and it's worth it because nobody else out there is talking about this stuff. Nobody's out there speaking these thoughts. Nobody's out here communicating these things like this in this way. It's a combination of politics and personal development. You notice that? I'm talking about putting your head. Thoughts are good things. And Trump is not good thoughts, so you shouldn't be putting that in there. But here's how to understand what's going on and still walk away happy if you choose to be. Some people don't, God bless them. But others, they do. There are people who really get off of all of this shit. Oh my God, everything's bad. It's a horrible thing, No. I'm like, calm the fuck down. Calm your ass down. Chill it out. Be cool. It'll be all right. We'll make it through this. And understand the bigger picture. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to be all right. But what you got to understand is it starts with you. But Darren, everything out there, you can't do shit if you can't handle you first. That's why I tell people, Clarity Group is an investment in you, not in me. It's in you. It ain't about my money. Because if it was all about me and all about my money, it wouldn't be a Clarity Group. Wouldn't be nobody there. It's how I serve you. And it's a community now, a real community now. Because right now, I'm transferring over 300 people from an old platform. We got 70 plus people who got in. We got another, what's that, 230? Oh my God, that's still, oh my God. Actually 200. It's like 300, it's like 340 people in the group plus and counting. And I'm moving over 70. So I'm doing a lot of work. But I wanted you to know, I wanted to pour in you today because it's been a couple of days and understand that it's going to be all right. Not only here in Chicago, but in your lives. You got to invest in you and doing what you're doing. But you need help to hear some real stuff and make your heart feel good. Know that there's hope. Know that we are winning. Know that we're on top. Know that every time he's trying to cause any kind of havoc, when he's trying to cause this, he's causing this. That's what it's about. You're going to make it. You're going to do well. Again, have earned your subscription now? I'm probably sure a while ago, right? But at the same time, spread word on this video, please. And please share with others. You're more valuable than you think. We're going to be okay. We're going to make it through this. But what you got to be able to do is step your game up in your life. That's what this is really about. How bad do you want to make it through Trumpism? Because you can make it through if you choose to. But if you choose to be an alarmist, if you choose to be upset, if you choose to be, that ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. I love you all. I wish you well. And for those, again, don't declare your poverty. Man, I don't have the money for all these girls you belong to me. Listen, don't get blocked from the channel. Don't do that. Leave it alone. And understand this. That's why I'm always doing these free videos. I gave you 140 minutes. What's this? 140 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes of my life. 100 minutes, actually. 60 minutes plus 40, 100 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. But I'm pouring into you, and hopefully I made some of you smile better, whatever have you. Some of the code words out there I said put out there in the video. So I know at one point you were listening and you heard it. Especially the ladies. Ladies, let me show you my pretty eyes. See, I got to take the glass off. Baby. I know I'm going off script, damn it. I mean, politics. Find reason to laugh and be in joy. Life is a blessing, regardless of what's going on. And there's a lot of ugliness going on. I like to say to people all the time, they're like, oh man, all these horrible things they're doing. And Donald Trump turned our country ugly. Like, no, our country was already ugly. It's like, no, he revealed it. That's all. He revealed the prejudice, racism, misogyny, homophobia, xenophobia. It wasn't the economy. It was those 5 things. He revealed the fact it wasn't about the immigration. It was about these brown people getting a bag and they got to get kicked out, whether they were brown Latino, whether they were Asians, whether they were the black Africans and Caribbeans. Let's terrorize the fuck out of them, kick them out the country, say fuck you, and kick them out and get them going and make our country great again by making you kicked out again. They're like, no, motherfucker. He's but here's the thing you got to understand. Only so much you can do out there. That's what I teach in the Clarity Group. Only so much you can do out there. Only so much. Only so much. Then you got to take care of here. What are you doing to get your extra money to go for the benefits you got? That's why I created the Clarity Group. I got veterans coming in the Clarity Group. I got all sorts of people coming in the Clarity Group. Because what are you doing? What are you doing to invest in your financials? And then the laughter, what are you doing to smile more? If it's here on YouTube, great. But I got a laughter group for liberals. It's only $5. You can all get your laugh on and talk about Trump and all of them and all the funny things and talk about that. What do you say like that, buddy? And then, I got jokes. I'm going to be throwing some of my best jokes I won't even put on YouTube. I'm going to put in the laughter group. And then there's another thing. Being able to understand that you only have so much time. I told some people a story today in the Moneymakers group about my nephew Quinn Kyles. He was 22 years old when he passed away. He was driving, got in a car accident, car flipped over, killed him, 2013. But let me tell you the real story behind Quinn, the triumph. This is a kid who needed a heart transplant. And what I saw in Chicago is they banded together and raised money for my family to do it. But guess what? There were other people. When I tell you that it's not about capitalism, it's about character. J.B. Pritzker, here's the thing I haven't told you. I should do a separate video on it. But J.B. Pritzker's family, J.B., Penny, their father, gave money secretly to help. They, well, you know, it was money, but it wasn't like they didn't pay the whole thing, but they gave money. You know who else did? The most famous basketball player in the world, Michael Jordan and Juanita. They gave money. They gave money. They gave money to us and contributed to us. And Quinn was able to live 22 long years. He got in that car accident while he was working. It was a rainstorm in Indiana. And, you know, them young people, man, they don't know about easing off the brake. When you serve around, you're supposed to ease off the brake. You ain't supposed to hit the brake. And he was taught that, but he kind of reacted too quick. And the car flipped over. And, yeah. Quinn lived a long, incredible life. And it made us realize as a family, the reason I'm telling you this, it made us realize as a family how short life is. That's when I came back. Because when I went through that Hurricane Katrina, and I fled up to Memphis, because if you might remember, anybody in the South, there was a backlog of people trying to get to Texas. And I said, well, fuck it, we going to go up to Memphis, and I'm going to go to Memphis. I ended up in Memphis. Then I went over to San Antonio, which is the headquarters of Clear Channel Radio. I think it's still the headquarters of iHeartMedia. And I stayed there, and then I started living in Dallas, and I got married, and stayed married for like 12, 13 years, came back to Chicago, got divorced. And the thing I discovered was this is the thing. I might as well go this other 15 minutes. Hang in there with me, y'all. This will be the longest video I ever did, ever, on social media anyways. Just hanging in with me. Thank you for those who are hanging in with me. The interesting part about that is that what I saw, two things I learned from the last 20 years. One was Hurricane Katrina. I saw Americans band together. When the Bush administration, with Governor Blanco in Louisiana, when Ray Nagin of New Orleans had all fucked up. 2 Democrats and a Republican. And they all fucked up. And I saw them band together. People come out of everywhere to help us. I'll never forget those stories. I'll never see all the kindness we got in Texas. We got everywhere we went. People loved us and showed us love and support. I worked for 3 stations, Q93, FM 98, and AMN 940. I also was the head of community action for them. So if a nonprofit organization wanted to get somebody, a big DJ or somebody to support or whatever have you, they would come to me. I know people who lost their lives out of that storm and realized life is short. It was short. I ended up in the hospital myself over in St. Luke's. Big shout out to St. Luke's in San Antonio. Nice hospital, because I was having problems. I was freaked out over it and I didn't even know it. Some of you are dealing with stuff on the inside while you smiling on the outside. And that's what my problem was. Whereas my ex-wife, Cara, she was freaked out. She was freaked out on the outside. Whereas I was like, this is a blessing. And the reason I thought it was a blessing is finally I got my way out of that job. I'm not going back. I'll be okay. We'll make it through this. And I ended up starting an online business from helping people. Well, I started with websites and music. And then Bob Proctor encouraged me 5 years later to start teaching people how to make money. That was Bob Proctor who told me to do it, literally. Because I was helping his crew. I was helping his people. And what I learned from that experience was that you never know when you're going. You never know. It can take you out like that. I hope I live many, many years, but there are people take you out like that. Then what I also learned secondly was years later in 2013 when they took Quinn. Life is short. They will take you out. Quinn was the last person I thought who was going. And I thought I'd certainly go before he did. And sure enough, he's gone. We don't know what tomorrow brings. Why should we be stressing out over this horrible motherfucker and instead understand what he's doing, how he's losing, feel 1,000% better? You know at this point what I'm going to say. At this point, right? You know what I'm going to say. Get in my fucking Clarity group. God damn it. Get in my liberal laughter group and get your laugh on, damn it. And if you're trying to get your money and you complaining about money, you don't know what you're going to do about money, what about you getting in front? In fact, at the very least, In the description there, I have a video that I did on YouTube saying this is why you should join the Moneymaker Group. This is what I teach people to do, whether they even have faith, videos with your face on it or faceless videos. Create your own videos almost with no AI. Do it by yourself. Show up, and you can get a bag if you're willing to do it. It's your call. But what I'm saying to you is that life is short. Do what you want to do. Speak your words. Speak your power. You're more valuable than you think. That's the thing. Not enough people realize that. You're more powerful and more valuable than you think. Ask yourself this question. Are you living your best life just looking at videos on YouTube? It's okay. I thank you all this time you've been here because you needed to hear these powerful words. But ask yourself this. How can you make your life better and happier? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Because if you're stressed out about this damn fool when he's losing, like I said, 21 and 129, that's not winning. That's not winning. Then when you invest your time into listening to liars, when you invest your time into listening to alarmists, when you invest your time into listening to MAGA, I don't even confront MAGA. Some of these people on the left are amazing. They're very nice people, but I got another problem with them. There's alarmists, and then there's another problem. They're debating the left. Fuck the debate, motherfucker. Get out and fight. What instructions are you selling? What information can you put out there? And if you are, great. When you go live, do you have to debate a motherfucker? You see them people doing debates, and I love some of their channels. They're good. They give assessment. They give context. But then they fuck it up with a debate with MAGA. I'm going to debate MAGA. For what? Educate people about your government, both on the federal, the city, and the local. Educate people about how they should accept and process information to understand what's really going on. Educate people how to critically think about this type of scenario we're dealing with. Educate people how to become at peace, better people. Educate people about the process of not only national government, sub-government. Educate people about unique things. In my Clarity Group, yes, I'm talking Clarity Group for the billionth time, but I'm going to tell you what's in it for a minute. I talk about the 5 civil wars. There are 5 civil wars happening between the Republicans, the Democrats, the judicial branch, lower branches, and upper branches. I'm talking about the war between the wealthy, how they're financing investigations, 9 different types of investigations. I'm talking about the civil war that's happening with the military. The military said they're ready. I got 500,000 to 700,000 followers across social media. They said they're ready. They said the ones who are on our side. Now, we don't know how many on each side or whatever, but they said whatever goes down is going to be surgical and precision. And if we're lucky, it'll be with no bloodshed. But they're going to be checking leadership. You know what I mean by leadership. Except Trump. Yeah, they said that. I talk about that. Who else is talking about that? Who else? Who else is talking about 5 civil wars? Who else is talking about the problems we have with the left just as much as the right? We know what's up with the right. Who else is talking about, for instance, 9 different investigations that are happening? That's the new report I'm going to have up. It's right now 8 investigations on the back end of the Clarity Group. What kind of investigation? Elon, Trump, Doge, grifting, the deportations, treachery, treason. There's so many things that are coming in the next 3.5. After 3.5 years, when we get these guys out, there will be a day of reckoning you will not fucking believe. It will be epic, historic takedowns. You thought Nuremberg was something? This is going to be a Nuremberg times 1,000,000. These motherfuckers are going down. Now, Trump may skip this. He may not get, but I told you the reasons. He could go under. I've explained this in something called, look up under my channel saying, the only way Trump goes to jail guaranteed. And then I didn't even add in enough of the Epstein stuff. Epstein is a combination of his grifting. The deportations are illegal. You are illegally deporting citizens who are children, who are they don't have any criminal records. Man, it's going to be hell to pay. And we're going to find out what's going on with the Supreme Court for real, for real. We got a few more minutes here. Again, this is going to be a record breaker, right? 2 minutes, 2 hours. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be doing some epic shit out there. It's going to be amazing. But you got to be patient. We got time. We got 41 months. And here's how this 41 months looks. It is us out marketing this motherfucker in the midst of the politics and the activism and the street stuff. Us out marketing this motherfucker and branding the message. We got the branding the message part. It's the marketing, motherfucker. We need to be spreading word. You want to get out in the streets? Cool. But you could be more effective from the web. Or if you're out in the street, this is what I told several Clarity members. I'm like, you're going out protesting. That's great. I understand you want to do that. But understand, this shit ain't about you, is it? It's about them and helping them. Best thing you can do to help them is put that content on your social media, spread word on that, make the fucking activism real and hard, and continue to share those messages. That's powerful. That's the thing you win at. That's the thing you'll show up at. Facts. Facts. Disseminating that. And all while you're doing that out there in your home, making sure your money right. If your money's right, great. If it's not, you know what group to get with. I don't even want to mention it. Moneymaker. You don't want to even get it. But then, what do you do in your head and heart? Laughter Liberal Group, Liberal Laughter Group, Clarity Group. But more importantly, I just gave you the template, even without that. The ability to make sure you are minding your thoughts, you are minding your essentials, you are on your point, you know what the fuck is going on. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And in Chicago, we got the politics, we got the activism. We need to make sure that we're doing the marketing. We've branded the message very well. Fuck Trump, go to fuck Trump, Trump, no Trump, we need Trump. And then marketing it and continue to market it hard while not forgetting about Epstein. Nobody forget Epstein. Never forget the Epstein. Never. We do that, we win. And you'll be peaceful. The thing people in the Clarity Group says, I remove terror from their hearts. You know why? Because I break down what you do out there. I break down what you do in here. I break down what you need to be doing in your here, in your heart, and in your head. If you're taking care of what you can out there and not worrying about everything in the world, if you understand with clarity what's really going on, these motherfuckers are going to get theirs. If you understand what's happening in your home, chopping it up there, and you taking care of what's happening in your heart and your head, you will be more at peace in general. Facts. Facts. That's why real motherfuckers show up. Facts. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Understand, the biggest thing we can do right now is step up for each other. But first, step up before you can step out there. Take care of here, take care of here, and here. You take care of those things, you win. And the most powerful thing you can do is reach people on social. The most powerful thing you can do is spread that message and help brand that message out there. And if you want to get into the groups in the streets, nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't have to just be the 60s. I told this to a Clarity Group member, saying to her, she was scared to death. She's like, Darren, I don't want to get out there. No problem. Here's what you do. You have the internet. You could be powerful on the internet. Your words matter. Your thoughts and things matter. Facts. Facts. That's what it comes down to. That's the world we're living in right now. Facts. I want you all to understand. You come this far with me, thank you. Either that or you scroll to the end like, yeah, Darren, I came this far. Yeah, right. But those who really have listened, thank you for your subscription. Hopefully I've earned it. Those who understand. You already understand a million times what I'm saying about these groups that I have. That's in the description and in the homepage. Definitely get involved with them. Check out my playlists. I haven't said that enough. And definitely binge watch my content. Because in honesty, you need to hear good words, good things. And all is not lost. All is not lost. You have to put in work, but all is not lost. I love you all. I want to see you prosper. I want to see you do well. And the reality is that you can make it. It's okay. You can make it. But you got to be the ones that really understand what's going on. It's not that you know every single thing about the government. It's that you understand the overlying strategy. You know, a pastor taught me this years ago. He said, you don't need to know everything in the Bible. You need the core tenets, understand who you are, realize that you practice it. You practice learning about your government. You practice like lawyers practice the law and doctors practice medicine. You practice it being better at this. You practice it realizing what's going on. You practice it being a better person. You practice it showing up. You practice it doing what needs to be done. You practice at what your tenets are, and you get better. Because practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, but it definitely gets you closer to being better at what you're doing. You practice on your thoughts become things, what comes out of your mouth, who you're listening to, what are you ingesting. You're professing what you're ingesting because you're professing based upon, oh, that Trump, why are you listening to him? Oh, that JB, why are you listening to him? Oh, you heard what this person said? No, I didn't. I don't listen to them. I know they're lying from liabilities or they're an alarmist. They make me upset. Then stop doing the things that make you upset. Listen to more of what makes you happier. But I need to know these things. Yes, you do. That's true. You need to know these things, but you don't need to know it from them because they're telling you the incorrect way. And they're bringing emotion out of you without giving you context and assessment. That's what the essence of a alarmist is. That's what's happening. Get invested more into this. And if you can't afford my groups, I understand. Even though it's $20, I understand. Even though the laughter group's $5, I understand. The moneymaker's a little, well, no, it's not. It's only, the moneymakers right now is super low. And the whole idea is you can get them for a year. It's like crazy deal because all of them are going to triple up except for the laughter group. The laughter group won't. It'll always be $5. Invest in a smile. My point is, you're doing that, you'll grow. You'll feel better. But understand that if you don't have that money, it's not about that. It's not that you're bad. Continue to watch my videos here. You'll feel 1,000% better. I love you all. I want to see you do well. And if you don't like my pitching, go ahead and put that in the comments so I can block you out. Because here's the reality. I just gave you 2 hours of my life that I'll never get again to pour into you and tell you how you'll feel better, what's going on with Trumpism, and what's going on right here in Chicago. We got this. We got this. Chi-Town, stand up.